Yeah,
sorry.
Harrison.
All right.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Great beginning to the session. Here we go. All right. So, what do y'all remember from last session?
Well, we met everybody.
Mm-hmm.
My notes.
But not everyone has met.
Yeah, we met everybody, but not everybody has met.
We
Um,
just
made it to the capital.
We just made it to Vulpus, the continent, country,
Continent.
continent.
Yeah, there are
Definitely.
countries inside.
Definitely not evil wizard lady. Is
Yeah,
accompanying Jim.
super not evil witch lady.
And attempted
Well-
murder turned into actual murder.
Murder.
Well, here's the thing. Definitely not. I don't know where she went. I kind of left her.
Let me.
It's like,
let me.
your problem now. She was heading to your group, so she's your problem now.
Anima Mea is where we left off, pretty much, like entering that for everybody.
Yep.
Everybody that's not Rory in the carriage. Captain Toughblood, I wrote down. I'm a big fan of his. He has the cool eye. Definitely not a pirate. And that's. Oh yeah, I got a weird note. That weird note in Draconic.
Yep.
Um,
All right.
yeah, that's what I got.
I can recap my side. It's very simple. I lost someone. I'm trying to find them at Vulpus and Anima Mea for the meeting. I found crazy lady who definitely does not seem to have her senses, but she got mugged on the way, so I brought her with me. She knows magic. Left her at the city gate. So she suggested trying to sneak in when you don't have to sneak in to go into the city. It's perfectly normal to just go into the city. Don't know why she suggested that. Left her at the gates because she seemed like she'd be a problem, and went to go do my own thing and look for people. And that's my half of the story.
All right. And with that,
Yeah, that did pick up.
huh? What was that? Wait, what?
That was Michael opening his alcohol.
I'll leave it.
So
at
that was
That'd be a good-
meaty.
That'd be a good sound effect.
It is a thick cork. It is.
Oh yeah, Alex, if you want to start a tradition, we can always just, for the ones of us drinking during the podcast, list off what we drink for the night.
Sure. Matter of fact, we can start that now, honestly. I'll start off. I'm drinking a beer called the Lucky Buddha, and
I got ambitious. I have St. Croix Island spiced rum, and then I just poured the last of that. And so I have Wild Turkey 101 bourbon
nice.
with Coke.
I'm also drinking. I have a dragon fruit vodka Red Bull slush, and after that, I will be having probably just a bunch of mead.
I'm also drinking. I have two Modelos right next to me as well.
Are you gonna go through all of those in one session?
Yeah, it's actually very light. During the Call of Cthulhu session, I probably had 5 beers.
It's not called a drunkard's fables for nothing. Tim. But also, should we be name dropping alcohols?
Yeah,
I looked
sure.
into that. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
As long as,
Yeah.
because people know we
We
don't know
literally
the
have
alcohol.
Mr. Alcohol himself here.
It's
Tim.
fine. We can't mention that part, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm drinking water because I'm a thirsty hoe.
There we
Hey,
go.
there.
Yeah.
Water's fine. Look, I got some Coke Zero in here at the end.
I got one of my sodas.
I might be having Camelot mead later,
Ooh, that'd be
or
nice.
tea,
Yeah. I need to pick up.
and I'll do it out of my drinking.
I need
Okay,
to try
we should
that
start the
because I've only
session.
had Viking
Yeah,
blood.
we need to start,
We're in the
start
session.
We got. We're getting sidetracked with
Let's
drinks.
start.
Goddamn, we're all
Go on.
alcoholics.
We started our tradition. We get it. We're good. We'll just do this
We're
every
good.
session from now on. It's
Alright.
part of the startup.
Frank, what are you rocking? What are you drinking?
Water.
Excuse me. I don't really drink.
Yeah. Water.
We got the water.
Only drinks
Yeah,
water.
I
Yeah.
will pass out and die if I drink.
Should that
Because
be
he's-
our clap sync then? Just 3, 2, 1, and list whatever we're drinking.
Sure, yeah, that'd be fun. All right.
All right.
So,
All right, session proper begins.
session proper begins. So, we come to the scene of our first group going into the city. As the guards are preparing, or the chauffeurs are preparing to enter the city, the first thing you all notice is the extravagant walls. Unlike at Senex Terrace, where the walls are kind of just bland, they're just normal, like, normal stones along the wall with normal drop bridges and things like that. This one is more decadent. There are various facades across the wall depicting of different scenes and symbolisms, mostly of protection and safety for every citizen. The wall itself having a symbol of unity with it. And as the guards at the wall kind of see you coming, they slowly start pulling up the door into Anima Mea. The chauffeur goes, "This is the first area that we'll be going through. This is where we mostly do our farming, or how some people say it, the peasants live. But as you can see, it's not really your traditional peasantry. The houses on the first level, though they're actually made of wood and highly decorated, all the houses are riddled with very sophisticated geometric designs on them. Some of them having their family sigils on them with a bunch of flowery designs around them. The fields are quite massive, with a lot of vegetation growing from them. You could assume this from what you can see, a lake going through the city. The water itself is kind of peculiar. It's a little bit of a lighter blue than you would expect. It's almost kind of has this fluorescent glow to it.
So it's almost like its own little farming community inside the wall. Like it's a huge city.
Yes.
Is what you're saying. Okay.
The chauffeur even says, if you ask the chauffeur, he would have told you there's millions of people who live within these walls. This is a massive city.
Being a farmer myself, or a ranch hand, can I actually see to what possible advancements these peasants have over what I have back at where I live? What would check would that be? Would that be like a nature check, or?
You can do a nature check, or you can even ask your guide too.
Yeah, Sarah would probably ask the chauffeur, and goes, I see here that, I assume there are things that I don't know about regarding the farm, right? What technologies have you guys employed for the success of these farms? These certainly don't look like anything I've seen back at home.
I'm happy you asked. Well, see, it's actually from the waters that goes through the city. And if y'all look at the map y'all are on, you do see there is a lake that kind of goes through the city. The water, for some reason, gives a lot of nutrients to the land around it. Even added to the plants seems to make it more fruitful. It's always a nice harvest season. It's kind of hard to store all the food, so we can't honestly use it as a trading option as well. Do you have any more questions for this level?
Yeah. Could I ask what's in the water? Like, seriously, what's in this water? What makes it so special?
Well, we actually don't know. We've had some people look at it, and the only people who were able to kind of give us a little bit of answer were honestly people touting the arcana. They kind of say there's like a bit of this like presence of mana coming from it. We don't know how that works or how it affects everything. Well, we do know how it affects things, like of course the harvest, but other than that, we don't really know much about it.
So it just goes, interesting. He'll go on with the guide, I guess.
Alright. Anyone else have any comments or anything they want to ask?
No. I think Lucy is wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, just taking everything in, writing all the notes she possibly could about the city, about like the decorations on the walls, about the farm and how the water travels through. But yeah, other than that, she's pretty quiet, and you just hear like the scribbling of like a pen on paper.
All
How
right.
much has the city changed since I last was here?
Well, sir, I don't know who you are, but
This is not in character.
oh.
Out of character.
Amara is like, I'm not gonna drink that water.
Well, that's a shame. It's quite.
She doesn't say that out loud. She's like, makes a mental note, don't drink that water.
Oh, okay. Well, kind of guy is looking at you all and goes, all right, I guess we can continue then. And as you're all walking through the farming areas, you do see there's large groups of people kind of gathering. There's various tents and booths that are being set up, as well as like, especially there's sounds of laughter. There's a bit of music going around too. Now, as you head into the second layer of wall, this one, like the first one you saw, is also heavily decorated. Though this time, it's a little bit different. Instead of being depicting scenes of protection and safety, this one is showing of wealth, trade, and deals, essentially. And as they open the wall, this one is vastly different from the previous area you were in. Instead of being dirt roads and wooden housing, this one resembles more of your traditional, the environment you're more comfortable with from Senex. Though, again, all the stonework is highly decorated. Every facility you see has stone columns, some with designs etched into them with a name underneath, implying that this is actually their store sign, which is kind of unusual. This one is a lot more crowded than the first layer. You see various people going in and out of stores, and again you see setup of different booths, and the music's a bit louder this time. There's more food being made as it kind of walks through your nose. It's kind of salivating at this point. As the guy turns around very quick and just says, this area is our merchant area. Though people do live here, this is where a lot of our businesses happen. And honestly, I will say, Anima Mea is known for their enchanting. We do a little bit of blacksmithing here, but if you ever want to get something a little special for your weaponry, definitely want to come here. Alright, now, we're going to continue, unless does anyone have anything they want to know about, or any questions?
Sarah is going to look around. This place is booming, right? There's so many people here. It seems very successful.
Yeah, and the people here are actually, there's all different types of people from different backgrounds. You see elves, half elves, you see a couple dwarves actually, and a tiefling here and there.
Sarah goes, so you mentioned earlier this place is known for weapons of the sort. Are you guys known for weaponry in this part of the or in this kingdom rather?
Well, we're not really known for crafting the weapons itself, but more of giving it the boost it may need. It's like enchantments, like I said. We have an arcane college here, and that seems to be something that people love to study.
Is it just weapons that you apply enchantments to, or is it also to equipment?
Oh, my fault. Yeah, it is also for equipment. Does anyone else have anything they want to ask, or for me to make clear? Alright. With that out of the way, we'll continue on. We get to the third wall, and immediately this one, you can tell is different. There's a moat around it. As you go up to the area where as you go up in front of the gate, there's no drawbridge. So you do see a small stone pillar in front of you. The guy goes up to it and seemingly does a arcane circle, and you see the pillar light up with bright blue lines kind of going all across the pillar. As you can hear a little bit of rumbling happening and scraping, as from under the water you see a marble bridge breach the water, connecting you to the gate. The wall in this one is getting a little bit more insane. This wall, instead of just the regular stone that you saw from the previous two, this one is made from marble, showing off the pure opulence that Anima Mea has to offer. This one is depicting heroes and nobles and aristocrats of various kinds. You see statues made on the sides of the bridge, from which you can assume these are probably the patrons that paid for this. As you enter into the next layer, this is very jaw-dropping. As you enter the third wall, you can immediately see there are actually greenery. There's foliage here mixed in with the extravagant large houses. The houses are kind of uniformed, all being made from marble with various styles of columns supporting them. As you're kind of walking through, you do notice that there are stone pillars that are in front of each house. As you kind of pass them by, they have facades that are wrapped around the pillar, depicted with portraits and a scene happening in front of it. There's various portraits that can be seen, and I guess you can assume that these are maybe the owners of the house, or maybe something celebrating their family lineage. And on these marble pillars, you see there's like a thin blue line also kind of encircling it, kind of tracing all the images and the facades, giving it a nice glow, making it pop. As the guy once again turns around and says, "Well, here, I guess you all can assume that this is our noble area. This is where all the upper echelon of Anima Mea tend to live. These would be various nobles of maybe generals or very successful merchants, some even being professors from our various colleges here. There's a lot of room here, and this would actually be the area you'll be staying at after you meet the king, of course."
Is there a reason you all separated your city this way?
Mostly for protection, of course, but we like to pride ourselves of being expert artisans and kind of showing our skills this way. Plus, we want to honor those who made important strides in our history, and like to reward their families as such.
Fair enough. If that is how you wish to make it, then so be it. Reward effort with luxury.
Does anyone else have any questions they would like for me to answer? Kind of looking to go.
Since we're in the rich people area, Oliver's gonna glance around and try to make note of any quote-unquote new money-looking houses around, ones that may have been recently built, or ones that the owners of which seem to be of more young to middle-aged adults, as opposed to super old people.
He's looking for the square houses, like the modern ones.
in case he is in need of sudden funding.
I would say make a investigation roll, and if you want to know which houses were newly built, make a history roll or a No, that would be covered under investigation.
History is
History. I mean, yeah.
history. If
Alright,
you want to
I
look at
rolled
age,
an 11.
Investigation.
How do you?
For
You're a rogue with a -1 in investigation. How are you ever going
Yes.
to find a trap?
With difficulty.
All right, cool.
There we go.
Also, I'm a
Remember-
rabbit. I rely more on other means of trap disarmament.
and remember, sometimes the best characters are the ones where the
Well,
stats
yeah,
are
true.
swapped.
Where the stats are bad. Yeah.
As you're kind of looking around, you can't really tell. They're a little bit too uniformed, and because of their decadence, it's really hard to tell which ones are new, which ones are old. They all seem up to date. They all seem newly built. Maybe because of how well they take care of them or their servants. But yeah, you're not really able to tell anything. Plus, there's too many people around. There's a lot of people around. You can kind of see some younger people, but you don't know if they were house owners or they're mooching off their parents. Alright.
That's all for me.
All right. Kind of looking at
Regarding the
Oh, nope.
sorry, go on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Regarding the magic, this is in character. Regarding the magic that's on these pillars, Terry just looks at it and goes, "They're like moving pictures, right?" This is out of character. So basically, on these pillars,
Yeah.
from at least from what I got you describing, they're like it's like a television on a pillar,
It's-
right?
Yeah, there's moving stones happening. It's almost like on a loop. Some of them being great battles, some of them being like massive celebrations or business deals.
Massive battles. So it just details the history of basically these people, right? Whoever lives in these this area, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. I think that I would just like to make to note just very brief history on specifically any battles that happen in this area, just because Sari would find that interesting. So he's probably gonna go up to a pillar with any history on the battle. What can I learn from that pillar?
So if you're looking for a pillar with a specific battle, you do
No, it's nondescript. Oh, click on.
You do see various pillars with battles on them depicting taking down either massive amount of foes. You can make a investigation check to see, or you can make a intelligence check to determine like who are they fighting, because even through the moving stones, they are very detailed. It's still kind of hard to tell like who they exactly they're fighting.
Alright. There's a 22 make me learn anything.
Yeah.
Alright.
Also, I would like to like arcanically figure out how this works, if that makes sense. Like whether it's like powered from a source offsite, or if the pillar itself is just enchanted at like a super high like level or something.
Okay. Yeah, you can make an Arcana check. And while you're doing that, I'll answer Seer here. You can, through the various pillars, you can see there are different foes actually. Some being of Goliaths, some being elves. There's actually an odd boom of people fighting orcs.
Like there's a large amount of people fighting orcs. It's like a lot of the things are
It's
orcs. Coincident.
And some of the pillars, like you do see, like there's a battle of like some of the other species, like the elves and Goliaths. But then usually on top of those, there are a lot of orcs combatants.
I rolled a 9 on Arc.
Nice.
Don't degrade me.
So as you go up to them, you're getting too excited. Like you're just like fascinated by them. It's kind of like inhibiting your ability to.
It's like a
kind of,
sensory overload.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. You're too kind of like awe-inspired to like really tell how it really works. It's just this looks kick-ass.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. It does look kick-ass.
All right, and in this area too, if you look along the walls, you do see there are guards standing by, like on top of the wall. All right. Now, as the guide goes, all right, We're going to the final area, our stop actually. This would be where the king lives, King Artman. And,
Did you spell that?
Yep. So Artman, Artmin.
Okay. I figured as much, but I just. Okay. Alright, thank you.
And before you all get to the gate, you do notice this area is actually lacking in the, there's not, unlike the, other two areas you all previously were at, there's no celebration really happening. There's nothing being built, there's no food or celebration happening. But you do see that there's people kind of gathering at the gate you all are heading to.
Are these guys guards, or are these guys just people that are crowded at the gate?
Well, they're wearing clothing that are fit for a noble, various colors. Some of their clothes have moving patterns around them, and similar to the one for this level, there is no bridge that can be seen at the moment, but a pillar in front. And again, does a arcane symbol as you hear the bridge start to rise. This one is very kind of tacky in some people's minds. This one is not only made of marble, but it has gold plating around the edges of it. The statues themselves being bronze. There's only 4 figures that you're able to see, 2 on each side of the bridge. All wearing the same crown.
This goes back. I want to say this, but do not interrupt you. While our guide is performing the incantation to make this bridge appear, can I actually observe him and try to make out what he's doing, and not replicate it, but figure out like what it is? I wouldn't say not replicate it, so that I could replicate it. Would that be an Arcana check?
Obviously, that'd be Arcana check. You're trying to identify what type of magic he's using.
All right. Does a 6 get anything?
So you are quite crafty and what's it called? I'm drawing a blank for some reason. So you're quite crafty with your hands, be able to make various wares with your arcane. Oh my lord! I'm having a brain fart about it.
Artifice.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart for some reason. Even with your artificer background, you aren't really able to tell what type of magic it is. It does elude you, because remember, this is like stuff you all really haven't seen at Senex. This is like very foreign to you.
It's another day in the country.
Alright. And as you enter, the gate opens, is revealed to you, yeah, this is an area of just pure opulence. This is something you hear in kind of fairy tales, quite honestly. The areas are wide open with beautiful displays of greenery and stone art and paths. As you pass the stone archway of the gate, the vastness of the building in front of you, which you assume to be the king's palace, it will be truly seen. From where you are standing, you can tell the building is closely resembles the giant Gothic cathedrals with fine buttresses and large spires. You're also able to see an oculus with a blue light shooting from it. As you're walking along the pathway, you notice that it is also traced with this blue light that's leading you to various directions. The stone pathway leads you to a stone courtyard where there's 3 different directions to go. As you kind of look around, you see various booths, giant displays being made. the food here smells exquisite. To your right, you do see a large stage being set up. There's people gathered around. There seems to be quite a commotion. To your left, you see a very dapper man seeming to set up. He doesn't really have a stand, but a giant cart, and seems to be putting what you can, I guess, tell to be firearms on a table.
Can I make a history check or like some form of intelligence check on like exactly like how like whether this is, I know they're relatively rare or as a player, but like if Lucy recalls like reading about these or something along those lines.
Did she see them on the ship?
You can make a intelligence check, like if you're like trying to remember, because or even like just assume as well.
Before you do that, Saray is also curious, and he will actually offer you guidance. So he's down there with Lucy, looking at these things. What are these things?
Yeah. Okay. So you're giving me advantage.
Yeah. Or
and
giving
then...
you a D4.
Okay. Cool.
He's using his.
The spell
let
guide.
me.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'll take the D4. So my intelligence check. Fucking, I'm rolling great. Rolling great, guys. Rolled a 5 plus D4.
All right.
Wait. Let me add my D4. All right. I didn't type the command right. Fucking 1 on the D4, so 6 in total. Can't roll worth shit as a player.
Remember, no DM button.
So, you're having trouble remembering. To your knowledge, you haven't seen these before.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, go on.
No, you go.
Oh, Saray probably notices this dapper guy. He's putting them together, right?
Yeah, he's putting various amount of weapons.
He's putting them into a carriage, right?
If I were to go over to this guy and just look at him, would I be left behind?
Well, the guy is kind of like, he's not really saying anything, but he's kind of like tapping his foot and kind of just like,
we're on a schedule. We are
like,
definitely ignoring it.
Would you like to know more about these, or we can really have a lot of time to dilly dally.
I'll make note of where this guy is in my head.
Boy, you'll have time after the meeting.
Yeah, and then Sarah will go on his way.
Trust me.
He's looking a bit not disappointed, more like right. It's fine.
Lucy quickly sketches one down. Nope.
All right. And I'll also add this. So he's putting them on like racks, like little wooden racks to set them upon. There's some like tables he's putting some of the smaller firearms on.
Okay. Yeah, she sketches like a picture of like quickly and as reasonably well as she can.
All right, can you make
her?
Oh, you go. Sorry.
Like just as like a note to be like, maybe like it's like these are weird. Do I need to make a performance check in order?
Yeah, just to see how like you'll draw it, but I just want just to see
know
like,
how
well
well
you draw it. Yeah.
Okay. Come on, I got
this is
plus.
a nat 20.
I hope no. It's a 1. It's 100% a 1. 22. I am goddamn Van Gogh at this. All right.
You're actually able to sketch all of them in like very intricate detail, and it's kind of baffling how fast it was too. It seemed like you stood there for like maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and the product that came out is just like, oh shit.
Blueprints. I'm actually the designer. I designed the thing.
And the guy kind of just goes, oh, maybe you'll have I know some people that would really like your craft there. This is very impressive. But yeah, we definitely need to go. Let's go.
Yeah, like if he's looking over my shoulder or something, you just see like a wall of notes on the other page. Just like a wall of just letters and words and lines drawn to other words, like very chaotic.
With that,
Have we been told why we're being like led around the city?
No.
Okay.
do you say this in
Do you
case?
want to ask? It's like, do you want to ask?
Sure, but it feels weird to ask this far in.
Yeah, it's like that awkward point where we're about to figure out why, but we're like still don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Amara is getting impatient though.
Oh, did I say? Yeah. Well, okay, my bad. Well, see, the king wanted to see everyone who came to Vulpus. Wanted to meet all the people joining our fair nation.
It's just you get to roll an insight check.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Well, if there's anything I know about the king is that he's an opportunist.
With that 5, you're a little bit too perturbed and impatient to really get a good look at this person to figure out what he's all about. You're just like, why are we standing here? What's going on? Why am I here?
Sounds about right.
He's like, and so with that, the guy just goes, all right, here we go. As you can tell, this is our lovely ruler, Artman's palace. He'll be seeing you inside, if y'all don't mind. Kind of taking you up the steps to the door, and let me tell you all the description, actually.
May I ask, is this my first time meeting him?
For you, it would be your second time meeting him. The first time was through that incident that kind of
Yes.
led to you all being transported.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it's my first time.
Yeah. Same. Ironically, same. Like.
Well, theoretically I could have, but I don't think I've gotten in that much trouble yet.
Alright. The exterior resembles that of a Gothic cathedral. The tall stone spires, the largest being in the middle with a next to the it's kind of like on top of the what's it called? I think it's called an oculus or the dome. I can't remember the name specifically.
Rotunda?
Sure.
The rotunda is like the dome on like Capitol buildings.
Yeah.
Like the big dome. That's a rotunda. I know that. An Oculus? I know that's a VR headset.
I'm definitely saying it wrong. It's like it's another word for an eye, because the Gothic was like all about illumination and using natural lights. But I'm
Don't
I understand it. Going up the steps to the portal, it's lined with multiple statues of multiple people. The statues having bright blue lines go all across them, glowing brightly as you walk up the steps. The door is massive, with a nice medium brown color with golden images of the human race's glory descending.
Okay.
down the
Oculus
door.
is right. It's a round window. It should like to resemble it. I like it. A round or eye-like opening or design, a circular window. That's what an Oculus is.
He's referring to the dome.
Or are you referring to the dome itself is a rotunda?
Yeah.
But the window at the top is an Oculus. So I guess both are.
Welcome to tonight's session where we talk about architecture.
Talk about
Have you
some
still-
art history. Here we go.
Yeah, art history and
Art history is pretty rad, guys. Alright.
it is.
So, as the door is open with a loud creak, you immediately notice that the interior is vast and open with echoes as the door echoes in the building. There's a loud, joy-filled shout coming from within. Ah! It appears our guest of honor had finally arrived. Come, come. I wish to give you a proper greeting. As you walk into the massive cathedral, the walls are made of fine stone wood with golden candles placed across the pillars. On the what are they called? I have them on here. There are chandeliers, kind of leading to the throne, that are hanging from the decorated vaulted ceiling. The floors are white reflective marble. But again, you keep seeing that glowing blue line, and this time it's leading to the throne. The throne is...
On a check of the glowing blue line.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. All right, let's see here. 17.
Yep. All right. So, as you're kind of looking at the blue lines, and as you're staring where they're leading to, you do notice that there's a glass floor with this blue beam kind of shooting out of it. If you kind of look up, you see it's actually going through the rotunda or the oculus.
Okay, so it's like a pillar of blue light going down into the floor and then going to the throne.
Well, if you look down the glass floor, there's actually a massive cavern, a giant
sick.
hole, to which you can assume that this is where the arcane light is coming from. And it's what's causing all this.
So this is like a ley line, is what you're describing, like a line of natural mana that's flowing through.
Yeah, with that 17, I think you'll assume that.
Okay, cool.
You can confidently say that.
All right, sick.
And behind that light, you do see the throne. The throne is composed of wood and decorated gold plates on it, on the sides. A massive triptych behind it depicting 3 rulers. The middle depicting the man in front of you, an elven ruler on the left, and a dwarven king on the right. In the center between... Oh, that's the floor? I'll just say it anyways. In the center between you and the king is a glass floor with a light blue beam that can be seen. And like I said before, it is shooting up through the oculus. As you walk up, you see this man greet you. The man has smooth copper skin. His locks are long and dark. There are various gold jewels hanging off them. He is in not what you expect a king to wear. He's in what you would kind of consider commoner clothing. He kind of exudes this presence of like excitement and joy and just pure charisma, honestly. As you're walking up, he's kind of saying something under his breath. Y'all can make a perception check if you want to see if you hear him.
I would like to do so.
Does my feet allow me to read lit?
What is your feat?
It does not. It does not. No.
No, you're thinking observant.
Yeah.
Right, I rolled.
I'll make a
21.
perception check though.
Oh my god.
Natural 20. There we go.
I rolled an 11.
So I got a 20 total.
Jesus Christ.
The other two. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Seer?
Zero already got a
I rolled
23.
I rolled in that 22.
Alright. To everyone who rolled that 20, you're actually able to hear. It seems like he's trying to say it to himself, but he kind of says it a bit too loud, enough for y'all to hear. Didn't expect it to be so few of ya. Huh. Alright then. Alright.
So you said to everyone rolled that 20. Is that including me? With
I mean, you rolled a
artificer, or-
21. You did better than me.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
not sure if nat 20s are getting.
Yeah.
Nat 20s, you can hear it like clear as day, and quite honestly, including you, like you rolled above a 20 essentially. So yeah, you can hear them.
Great.
All right, and you do see there's only one person with them. This person is a large, hulking man wearing various garb and jewelry. His skin is ash gray, and what kind of surprises you the most is he's an orc.
Oh.
He's carrying a massive decorated metal shield on his back, and for some reason a great sword on his side. He has dark black hair and a face that is clean and shaven.
Upon seeing the orc, Oliver's going to stiffen a little bit, and clearly he does not trust this man farther than he could throw them.
Alright. Probably the biggest thing you notice with this orc is that not only is he big in size, but his presence is quite noticeable. This man looks like this looks like to be a great warrior of some sorts. Alright, but Joe.
One thing.
You go.
So, I did watch those history, I guess, those pillars. This orc has gray skin, correct?
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's evident, but can, lack of a better term, can I make a leap in logic to see if this orc has any relation to those battles? Or would I not, with the information that I have, I'm pretty sure it's not enough to discern that. It would be like a history check, I guess? Or like, for intelligence?
As a player who's observing, the orc, to me at least, doesn't seem old enough. Or I would assume
You could try and check your knowledge of orcs and their lifespan,
like a
to see if it would be
plausible. Yeah.
You can definitely make a intelligence check with that though, to kind of like determine that.
Does 12 tell me enough about an orc's lifespan?
Not too much, because you also have to kind of take into account you don't know when these events happened from what you saw from the pillar, so it's really hard to tell like if this is an orc who would be around that time or maybe a descendant of some sorts. It's hard to tell. Nonetheless, it still surprised you to see one present in the palace.
And one more thing, can I see his great sword from my angle, or like can I see it like the blade of it, or can I not?
So, you can't really see the blade. It's kind of like you can't see the blade specifically. It is sheathed, but
Oh yeah, right. But by any chance, could I tell? I guess the last time this thing was used, or like, is it just there for decoration? What check would I make for that?
So you're trying to see like if it's been used or is it just there?
Yeah, if it's been used. Yeah, or if it's just there.
So either investigate. I would say investigation because it's observing a specific object.
Yeah, I was saying investigation.
Like perception's wide areas, investigation is like small, targeted.
Was the 23 game anything?
From not only from the hilts, but also from his hands. His hands are kind of like, but kind of put his arms across, but you can kind of see some of his palm. He's definitely used this blade at one point. His hands are calloused, kind of similar to like a person who's used a blade his whole life, essentially, like almost like in a never-ending war. All right. So
can I cast detect magic?
Sure. Is detect magic like it's like you're trying to do it on a...
Okay, so for the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn what school of magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, and a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Gotcha. Yeah, you can definitely cast that.
All right, I'm casting detect magic.
All right.
So like I slowly make like small hands.
All right.
Is there any material components? No, there's not. So just like a small hand sign and a few incantations, and I cast magic.
As you're doing that, you do see the orc general kind of like step up and put his hand on the blade.
Okay, do I see the blade as magic?
So, I will say this. So the first thing you do notice is that you're immediately overwhelmed with magic around you. This area
Sick.
is like chock full of it. It
Sick.
throws you aback a bit. As you focus, you do see there is a slight arcanic aura around the blade. So I would say make an Arcana check to see like if you can like tell what the enchantment would be.
Yeah. 14.
You do know that. Well, this kind of always say it does improve in the performance of the blade.
Okay.
So the enchantment on it seems to make things lighter. You don't know what the purpose is of that, but
Okay. I'm putting everything together. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And if my pen didn't run out of ink, me as a player would be writing notes. But okay. Yeah.
Right. And here's what I'll do right quick as a DM. I'll put a little note in here for everyone to write things in.
Oh, sorry, I did not mean to press that. What?
Been writing them in my treasure sheet.
Yeah, I was just saying. No, I have them on like my actual note. But sick. All right, cool. So he has a magic sword. That's a great sword, but the enchantment makes it lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you do not know the purpose of that. Is actually kind of puzzling.
Yeah, it's weird, but as a player, it makes sense. As a character, it doesn't. And then I'm just being bombarded by this ley lines.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. It's kind of giving you a headache a bit.
Yeah. All right.
You see Artman kind of like, whoa, what's going on here? Stand down. They're not going to do anything. It's fine.
Yeah. Cast ice knife.
Oh,
Kill
no. Oh no, assassin. All right, so he kind of was like, all right, that was exciting. That was a exciting introduction, but let me welcome you all, people from the motherland. So some of you, I do see a few familiar faces here.
Hello again.
Hello. I'll talk to you afterwards, but I want to welcome you all to Vulpus. It's been a long time coming, but we finally, as you can tell, were able to reconnect with you all. And we want to try to maybe get a connection, try to reestablish a more frequent connection. But I invite you all to kind of gather information of what's going on in your alt area, what's changed. Are y'all still full blown in that superiority of man thing that's going on over there? Or have things improved?
I would know that they haven't improved. Probably.
I think Sarah will sadly say I don't think anything's really changed.
Ah, I see. Well, that's a shame, but nevertheless, I would still like to maybe reestablish relationships. But I'll get more into detail about that later on. For now, though, you all must be tired. I'm sure the trip here was quite lovely.
Yes, massive wave, terrible ship, and fun time on the open ocean.
It's not a bad ship.
Well, after I threw up all over it, it sure is.
It's every first time sailors.
Yes.
Anyway.
But yes, for now though, we can discuss all this boring garbage tomorrow. for now, you shall enjoy. We're having a celebration here, and of course, like I said, you're all the guest of honor. We're making everything a bit more special this year. You know, especially after like, I guess, over 200 years of radio silence. Wait, let me rephrase that.
Radio silence would not be a term.
Yeah, I know. I was like, of zero communication. Y'all will actually be staying at one of our finest inns here in the city. The guide outside will take you to it, and I do ask for you all to leave your weapons there. This festival is not only in celebration of reestablishing communication, but it's also a festival of peace. I think it would be not the best image if we had people walking around with weapons. But
Complimentary food, I'm assuming?
well, yes, of course. Though some of the finer things will cost a bit of money, but nothing too expensive. Assuming you all are low on coin, but again, not judging. And no worry for protection. We do have guards here to ensure things are okay. If anything happens, they'll be on it. Some of my finest men are on top of it. It's all being led by this strong fellow right here. Kind of slaps the orc on the arm. He doesn't really acknowledge or moves.
I give a look of approval.
Alright.
Oliver is going to look a little bit disappointed and a little bit concerned.
But I think your name's Formic, correct?
That's right.
Yes, I would like to talk to you. And is there anyone else from your crew here?
Well, technically, yes. Fuzzbutt is. He's not from the main crew, but he was there for the journey.
I was about to say.
Indeed, I was.
Yeah, you go first, Harrison.
I was just saying, indeed, I was. It was quite an interesting journey, if I must say so.
I was about to say, I don't remember from the books any rabbit folk being from the mainland. So, yes, you two, if you will come talk to me for a moment. Everyone, to the rest of you, the guide will take you to the Golden Claw, and since you two are all the way out here, I'll make sure to set arrangements for you as well.
All right. And I'll wait for the others to leave before I make any more comments.
Okay.
Yeah, if we're ushered out,
And
I follow.
will the Great One be leaving as well?
You mean my friend here? No, he's gonna stay here. This will also be important for him.
What, are you scared or something, Fuzzbutt?
Oh, no, not at all. It's just that it's been a very rare day indeed where an orc and I have been on the same side.
Don't worry about it. At least he's strong.
I'm not concerned about his strength.
What are you worried about then?
Someone I have just now met. Just simply, how should I put this politely? I prefer to know exactly where blades are being pointed.
At this point, you do hear the orc kind of chime in a deep, kind of booming voice. Ah, a racist, I see.
No, I don't think that's the case.
I'm
At
sorry.
least I hope not.
Well,
That's funny.
rest assured, my small compatriots, I have no qualms with your people, nor do I wish to any harm on you.
Very well, then, for the time being, I will take your word for it.
Good. He kind of backs up, puts his arm across his chest again. Or kind of crosses his arm again. Armin kind of speaks up. So, what can I do for you fine gentlemen here?
Is this still our group?
This is to you two.
Yeah, I was just saying. Okay, so everybody else is out. So like,
Okay.
wait, no, this was a question. So like, Lucy, Amara and Sarai are all out of the conversation.
Yeah.
Or are we?
I believe we waited for you all to exit the room.
All right.
I forgot to mention that. I apologize.
No, you're all good.
Nothing,
Clearing things up.
nothing in particular. I was just asked by the captain to see these people on their journey.
Oh, okay. Was there?
But do you have any questions?
Yeah. I guess now I think about it. Yeah. Is there anything you need? Is there anything? Is your ship fine? How was the trip back?
Well, it's gonna take a bit to get the ship back up and running. Came across a 50-foot wave and all. But, you know, it's the usual at that sea.
Ugh. All right. How bad are the
Nothing,
damages?
couple more barrels of alcohol. 7 men lost. The ship has seen about the usual in terms of damage, but I guess Umberly wasn't appreciative of what I provided this time, so I'll have to double up, I suppose.
You think there's any chance, or is it possible to make this a regular situation of going there and back, or?
Oh, it's definitely possible to make it regular. Feasible, different story.
Okay.
It all depends on how often the repairs will have to be and how many people get lost each time.
Okay. I see.
I can't imagine it'll ever be a particularly safe trip to make, mind you, but
I'd
it
save
is
her.
within the realm of possibility.
I can. Okay. Well, where you go back to Tough Blood, tell him we'll like to meet him to discuss possible changes we can make to the ship to make your journey a bit more feasible, less fatalities. We don't want guests dying.
Oh, luckily the guests were all at the bottom of the ship, inside. Only those above deck fell over.
Okay. Well, that is good to hear, but nevertheless, do next time you see him, tell him I want to meet him.
I'll make sure.
Alright. And Armin did chimes in. Armin his tone kind of brightens up again, but for now, you also enjoy the festival since you're here, and like I said, I'll be sure to tell the inn that the king said to make your stay, I guess, give you a free room.
All right. I'll make sure to do that. And I'll make sure this one stays out of trouble while I'm here, to the best of my ability.
Oh, you won't need to worry too much about that.
That's a lie, and you know it.
Alright. Well, you all should be, and also, like I said to the guests, the same applies to you all. Please leave your weapons. I know, pirates and all are a bit wary of leaving their protection, but I assure you, my men will be able to protect you if anything does go awry.
I'll leave the weapon, but I'm keeping the shield.
That's fine. I can work with that.
Holy symbol and all.
Yeah, I understand.
I suppose I could leave a few of my belongings behind, but and he's gonna cast a sideways glance at the orc again. I do think I will keep my padding on, just in case worst comes to worst. You understand?
That's perfectly fine. I can understand such. With that, you also go into your rooms and like I said, enjoy the festival. This is a day of celebration.
All right. Well, it was nice seeing you again. But
You as well.
I much prefer at sea, so I'm not sure how often I would do this.
That's understandable. Especially with Tough Blood. I can understand.
Quite the inspiration he is.
Sure.
It was an honor indeed to meet you, Your Highness.
It's the honor to meet you. Do be safe. Do be safe, small one.
Oh, I suppose I haven't properly introduced myself, have I?
No, you have
I'm
not.
Oliver, by the way.
Ah, nice to meet you, Oliver.
No, I'm not as much of a sailor as my friend here, but I like to do just odds and ends, you know.
I feel like I've heard your name before. What's your last name?
I'm actually a drift heart. If you know of my family.
Oh, I do, actually. Though I've also heard your name specifically, and quite honestly, I think you're fine. You should be fine. Just maybe not pipe up around some of the guards. Some of the, how should I put it? More, tight-ass guards, I guess.
Oliver will wince slightly when the king says that he's heard my name, but upon giving permission, he will grin and just bow and give a very respectful bow and say, "Oh, you don't need to worry about me, sir. I'll be fine."
I do expect you...
Cormac's now looking at Fuzzbutt and just being like, "How did you fuck up? That the king heard your name." But that is it.
Alright. But Arvin does say, but do be sure to behave yourself. We don't want any mishaps happening during this festival.
Agreed.
I have nothing else to discuss with you all, and you may head to the inn. Oh shit! I almost forgot to tell you the name. The name of the inn you'll all be staying at, I'm sure. Well, I don't know about you, Formic, but it'll be the Golden Flame.
All right. Can't remember how much time I spent last time I was in this city. It's been a few decades.
Yeah, a lot has changed here, as you can see. So, if you need this, the place with the, it's a smaller place. Look for a place with dark brown wood.
All right.
It should stick out with a sore thumb in the nobles area.
With all the stone around here, it'll be easy.
Hope you all enjoy the festival. Leans back on his throne.
Farewell, Artman.
Very good day to you.
Good day. And with that, we'll head over to Rory. Last we heard of you, you were heading to find some festivities that you can partake in, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I figured since the merchant district's a dead end in this, I might as well go up to an upper class district. Maybe I'll find some hints while people are playing some games.
All right. I would assume like around this time, this would be past the meeting with Artman for the rest of the group. So at this point, the festival would be in full swing. Now there are a couple of areas that you can see. Immediately when you walk in, you can tell that the main stone path area, the first stone courtyard, is an area meant for markets. And you can see various wares and tents set up. There's music and food being distributed, being passed around. And in the middle of all of it, there's a bar. There's a couple bars kind of just playing away at their tune. It's quite high pitch. It's quite high energy.
Ah, lovely. What tale are they singing?
They're singing the tale of when after years and years of bloodshed and war, of the kingdoms coming together for peace.
All right. Guess the bards are singing about arms to stay, the day of peace, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well then, I guess I'll just go start wandering around. You said something about there being some merchants having set up some shops.
Yeah, there's merchants setting some shops, and if you do decide to look down the other paths, you will see other. You see that there's someone setting up what you would assume to be a shooting gallery, and
All right.
another one sitting of a gladiatorial, like just some sort of fighting ring, you may think.
Okay. Well, for now, I'm gonna go head off to the merchants. You know, see what kind of wares they're parking over there.
Okay. Is there anything specific that you're looking for, or you're just
Nothing
kinda looking
particular. Just browsing. Anything catch my eye.
Okay. So, in the market, you do see that there's a magic shop, though that one seems to be quite vacant. All the items still on the table. You see a general weapons and armor shop and a pet shop.
Pet shop. Pet shops are fun. Well, for now, since it looks like you said the magic store is basically empty. No one's over there.
No one's over there.
I'm gonna assume due the prices. I'm gonna go take a look. I want to see how bad the prices have gotten in the city since I was last here.
Alright. So, the stand before you seems vacant of any customers. Though, strange to you, it's stocked with a variety of items with elaborate sketchings and designs that glow various colors. And as you look at the center of the booth, you see the shopkeeper. There's a human man kind of standing there with a dark ombre, short hair. He's kind of leaning against the table. He seems extremely bored of this whole situation. Though he does brighten up as soon as you come by, like, are you interested in some of my wares? I have a variety of things you may be interested in. If you'd like to see.
Oh my. Slow day here, apparently.
I'm sure it'll pick up in later in the day. I have quality items. Though I would definitely appreciate some more traffic, but enough of that. What is there anything you're specifically looking for, or anything at all? You'd be interested in
Just window shopping for now, but I will take a look at some of your wares. Do you have anything of the weapon variety? Anything enchanted?
Enchantment? No. Weapons? I have one.
Let me take a look at it. I'll do that. Maybe it'll draw some attention to your booth if someone's over here long enough.
Okay. Yeah. See, take a look at this. This is quite a nifty contraption, if I say so myself. I found it while exploring the Dwarven Kingdom.
Dwarven Kingdom. Great alcohol.
Very. Now, he pulls out this silver cane that has, again, just like all the other weapons that you or all the other items you saw, has elaborate designs, nothing too specific. It seems to more be an abstract geometric style to it. There is a small divot at the top of the cane.
So what do we have here?
My friend, this is quite an item, I have to say so myself. See, with one hit on the ground, he does a small tap on the ground, and you see the sword morph into a longsword. Goes from something to help people walk to deadly weapon in an instant.
Interesting. What's the price on it, the damage here?
I do ask for 20 gold. Nothing too bad. Definitely affordable.
Oh, okay. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, but I can see people could be interested in something like this.
Yeah.
How about your other wares? What other things could you have that might be used for someone on the road a lot?
Okay. Kind of sits down the cane. So, pulls out this small orb. Here it goes. This this is actually quite useful. I say so myself. This will tell you the time in the day, tell you when it's almost night, when it's almost morning. It's good for people who go
So it's
spelunking over time.
So it's a magic clock.
Yes, but it's portable.
You can go to the gnomes and they will sell you a timepiece that you can carry with you.
But it doesn't look as cool as this, I would assume, right? And look! See, I have, just for you, I have this special leather bracelet you can put the stone in to make it more portable.
Okay, I see the problem with your shop. You need to change your marketing angle a little bit.
Whatever you mean.
You're at. This is indeed a magic shop, but the wares you're offering aren't as mystical as some people would usually think for a festival of this magnitude.
Well, it's kind of hard to find things of that magnitude by yourself, especially knowing Vulpus. Can't just go into a cave and expect to get something to change the course of history or anything.
Knowing Vulpus, you sometimes can. But yeah. So feel bad for this dude. I want to do Can I figure out? Does this dude look like he's a mage, or does he just look like a normal dude who's happened to find some things?
I don't think I won't make you make a check for this, but kind of looking him up and down and like you don't.
Does he look like he's an upstart?
This looks like to be his first time trying to sell something. He's not really wearing the noble clothing that you kind of seen around the area. He's wearing kind of shabby clothes. They're kind of ripped and a little bit worn. Matter of fact, I'm kind of thinking, how the hell did he get here?
So my immediate first thought here in that is he's definitely one of the poor students from the college. One of the many in the city. Can you repeat yourself there? The mic cut out on my end.
Oh, he was just going to pipe in and say, and how about this? So, this isn't really like a combat type of item, but it is cool. He can impress some people, maybe get a performance going in. He pulls out this like black wooden pipe and goes, see, this pipe is quite special actually. See, from the smoke you inhale through it, you can put on the show, you can bring out combatants. As he like kind of demonstrates, he takes a huge puff and kind of sprays it and exhales on the ground, and you see kind of like a tiny battle happening between not two combatants. You're not really able to distinguish any characteristics from them. He kind of looks at you, kind of desperately, like, would this interest you at all?
Can it only do performances of that size, or can it make performances, on a larger scale, like, maybe at the size of you or me?
Well, of course, I assume you can. Maybe you have to inhale a bit more. Kind of coughs a bit, like. I'm not really able to do that. I'm having trouble. Can't really, not really a smoker, but I'm assuming you can.
All right. As I'm saying, all right, yeah, I'm shaking my head, giving the thing, which like, okay, this dude's equipment's definitely not up to snuff for this kind of festival at all. He's definitely trying to make a buck, and he doesn't know what he's doing. Just smile and wave, and they'll go, well, I might know some people in the city who might be interested in stuff. I'll spread the word of your shop over here.
Wait. I have one. Here, let me find something right quick. Let me show you this. He's kind of like digging through like some of the items he had in there, desperately trying to pull something out. It's like, you look like someone who a fine taste. Look, I have something you may be interested in. He pulls out this silk, like this silk robe with fire kind of spiraling all over it. Goes, see, This may look like just some normal robe, but with a quick tap on it, taps the chest area, and from that you see the fire come off the robe and start to encircle it. Fire kind of dancing around it, and he kind of like moves the sleeves as the fire kind of follows it. If you want to impress some people at a party or a meeting of some sorts, I have a feeling this would be the perfect thing. And slamming the table, just for you, the original price was 70 gold, but just for you, I can bump it down to 55.
So, I'm just gonna be straight with you here. How old does he look again? You say he looked, not super old, per se?
He looks young. He definitely looks like a college student.
Yeah, I'm gonna be nice, because he's probably not too much younger than me, because he's a college student, you know what I'm saying? Alright, I'm gonna put it to you straight. You're advertising to the wrong market here. Most of the people that you'd be looking for are definitely not going to be on this side of the town, usually, if they're entering. You probably want to move a little bit closer to the upper class districts, you know, a little bit more noble sections. They'll definitely be looking to buy your wares more so than the people who are entering from this half of the city.
Just to let you know, you did enter into the noble area.
Oh, whoops, no wonder this is happening. I'm just gonna go, yeah, you just need to pick better clientele then. I'm definitely not the type who would need something like this, but there are people who would probably look for these to impress.
He's like, you can see him kind of like trying to like say something, but he's like kind of stumbling over his words at this point. Like, but, okay. I can see you're not interested, but please, if you see anyone that may be interested, please send it my way. If you don't mind.
Sure, no problem. I didn't catch your name though. What would your name be? You know, name of the stall at least.
The stall name is Charles Magical Wares. Of course, me being Charles. You gotta look at the sign. It's like it looks like it was hastily like kind of painted in. There's some like paint drips that was like rolling down the sign that dried up.
All right. I'll remember this, and I'll put in a good word for you next time I see anyone who could be looking for some fun magic items. I say that as I slowly back my way out and definitely head over to more general goods equipment stuff.
Okay.
Look around that.
If you give me 1 second, actually, I'll be right back.
It's a break.
We're going to be heading to break as soon as we get to that. Sure.
Let's continue.
Sure. Let's get back to the session.
Alright, So, just for continuation's sake, we'll head back to Rory.
All right. I honestly don't have too much really looking for. I'm just kind of going around the area of the festival I wandered myself into. So I headed off from the very, let's just say, interesting magic item stall. I guess I'll head more towards the blacksmithing stuff that you mentioned before. See if anything catches my eye there. If not, then I'll probably just continue on searching around for see if anyone's seen an old man wearing some plate armor.
Alright. So, when you head to the blacksmith, it is a buff young gentleman who's sporting a handlebar mustache and goes, "Ah, I see you're interested in my wares. Well, I don't mean to be quite rude, but," he kind of looks you up and down. "You don't seem like the person who has too much coin on them, if you don't mind me saying."
I've got enough.
"Oh, I see. Well, just to make things reasonable, I'll show you some lesser wares I have, but still good all the same. Don't get me wrong." So he kind of guides you to a table with a rack behind it, with away from all the eye-catching weaponry and armor, some with like spitting flames or smoke or poison, simply what you think would be poison smoke kind of seeping out a little bit. He directs you to something a little bit interesting, but he picks up a helm and be like, "Aha, see. You ever wanted to maybe intimidate your enemy? Maybe make it a little bit harder for them to engage with you? Well, look no further. This helmet here," puts on the helmet, and his eyes glow a menacing red, and goes, "This helmet makes your present more terrifying for your foes, something to make them quiver in fear."
Oh, okay. That I in character say, yeah, I can see the use for that. That's actually kind of useful.
Yes, and here's the thing too, and you see these nice designs on here. It's I'll give you quite a deal, you see. Used to be 100 gold, but for you, how about 50 gold?
I'm not really looking for any protection in that sense at the moment. What other wares do you have?
Ah, I see. Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think you are human. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Although there are some half elves around who look close enough, it'd be a little bit hard to tell at times.
Wow. Have you ever been in a situation where it's been hard to see, maybe a little bit blinded, you could say?
Yeah, I mean, it's dark outside. You go in caves, you're gonna get lost.
And isn't it like a drag to like have to carry a torch with like your weapon, or sometimes having to choose which one to use?
Somewhat, but not often. But I can. Yeah, there's been some instances.
All right, then this item will be perfect. See, take a look to this fine blade. He brings up a blade that's emitting a bright mint green glow to it. It's kind of blinding when he brings it up close. See, this weapon, this sword here, this blade, has been touched by the moon itself, guiding light to fellow travelers in the deepest, darkest dungeons. This will make it so you can always be ready on the fly and still be able to see and not have to worry about, oh, should I use my torch or should I use my sword?
Okay. question for the DM. Is this what kind of blade would this be?
It is a longsword.
Well, this actually does catch my interest.
Yeah.
So let's hear his spiel. Continue on.
No, not only that. As you can see from the fine craftsmanship here, this is dwarven made, and as you know, the dwarven kingdom is kind of puts like a okay sign of it. Quite the expert craftsman, if you say. If I say so myself.
Can I make a check? I've seen Dwarven works. Is there some kind of check I gotta make sure he's definitely not, pulling the wool over my eyes on this Dwarven made sword?
You can either make a intelligence roll or insight check on the salesperson.
I'm gonna make an insight check on that.
Alright.
I have a feeling this could be, but I mean, what is a 19? What does that give me inkling of? Is this truly a Dwarven weapon to my eyes?
So, you're kind of looking at him, kind of a little like questioning his validity, and from what you can tell, it is dwarven made, but you do notice that he didn't specify if it was like a master craft or something done by an amateur.
All right, I'm gonna take note of that for my haggling in a couple minutes, most likely. So let's carry on with this spiel of his.
And look at the engravings on the blade. There's a variety of circular lines going across the blade that then surround a circle like a tip. You assume to be the moon. This was made by our very own enchanters here in the city, some of the finest in Vulpus.
I've noticed he hasn't said who made this, actually, in terms of, like, the enchanter as well. This is again, I'm gonna mark that down in my notes for haggling as well.
And
So,
similarly priced to the helm, this was 100 gold, but just for you. Just for you. I'll knock it down to 50.
alright. I look him and go, you see, I like the cut of your jib. You're doing a real good job on this sell. It's a pretty hard sell to pass up, I understand. But I've noticed a few discrepancies in description. What might I know the name of the craftsman of this blade? You mentioned the dwarven make. What wonderful smith made this?
Well, it was not a very well known blacksmith, but his skill all the same.
And you're a wonderful enchantress, best in the city. Might I know her name? I noticed you were very hesitant to mention it when you were giving this wonderful announcement on this blade in my eyes and ears.
Kind of looks at you with like a blank stare, with like a smile still kind of like pasted on his face. He goes, "I'll knock it down to 40."
Let's do 35 and we'll call it a deal.
Can you make a persuasion check on that?
Okay. Persuasion. I'll roll it. How does a 21 work? That's an actual 20.
Damn. He's like, all right. I see. Quite a haggler here. 5.
I've been around. I've been places, dwarven cities and all those.
I'll give it to you for 35, of course.
All right, that would be good. I'm gonna take that deal because 35 is good. I'm a little bit scared. I should probably have someone check out what kind of deal I made here, but 35 for a weapon with minor enchantments such as this is useful enough. And I will pay him his 35 gold and head off and bid him adieu from the booth.
Oh, before you head off, we were about to like kind of back. I was like, well, how about I can add in something special to that as well. If you want to maybe hear what I have to offer.
Alright, since I'm already, you know, I'm messing with him a little bit, I will take on this deal of his, and I'll stay back and listen. What do you got?
Alright, you guys like, give me 1 second. You got like, the booth is covered in like a fine cloth. You aren't able to see what's under the table, but he does head under the table. You kind of hear him like scrummaging around. He goes, well, you know the expression of wearing your heart on your sleeve. He's saying as he's under the table. Well, prepare to make it literal. As he pops up with a shield with a frown on it.
Alright. Tell me about this shield, my good sir. Why not?
This shield replicates the emotions that we mortals have. We are blessed with. It can change from expression to expression. You see his kind of facial features kind of like change just a bit. Or you see his facial features kind of stay the same, but the shield, with like a slight crinkle of metal, goes into a wide smile, then to a frown, then to a scared expression.
Okay.
Not only
This is...
not only would this be good for parties to wow the crowd, but I feel like it would be a good way to intimidate your enemies. Just a bit, maybe with a sadistic smile or frown, if I do say so myself. You see the shield kind of like didn't like have like a smirk with a mustache that kind of like grows from it.
I have a good chuckle. I try not to chuckle at this, and I say, while that is an interesting party trick for my needs, I would probably never see its actual use. But thank you for the offer. I will still take the Mooncheck's blade from you.
I see. Well, too bad. This shield has quite the personality, if I say so myself.
I can see that. And I say, then I go, well, I'll take the Mooncheck's blade. While the shield is useful, I'm more completely into two-handed weapons myself. So shields would see less use here, but the longsword will probably see some usage at times.
Alright, I hope it serves you well. And I bid you adieu.
Big you would do as well. By the way, you wouldn't have happened to see a older gentleman walking around in plate mill by the name of Tarkus, have you?
Can you give me 1 second? I'll be right back.
Go for it.
A moon-touched blade, eh?
So, folks, that was a steal.
Congrats. You got a magic weapon.
It doesn't do anything other than the fact that if I encounter an enemy that's resistant to physical damage, I can hit it with this and it'll work.
And it's like...
Yes, it does have light, and I am a human, and I am blind at night.
That actually helps us way more than the magical weapon bit.
Yeah, I was looking around for this. I wasn't gonna make Alex specifically roll for it, but if there was one in the city, I was gonna buy one.
What, the glowing sword?
A Moontex weapon, yeah.
Yeah.
They're super useful.
Is it
I would
plus
prefer-
one?
It's not a plus anything.
No.
It's just a normal weapon, but
It's just
does.
a sword. It's just a sword that lights up.
It's a sword that has a light spell constantly applied to it, basically.
Yeah. So
When it's
super
sheathed, you
useful
won't-
considering 90% of us are human.
Yeah, and
Or-
even though I probably
Or don't have dark
Yeah, I
vision.
do not have dark vision either. So
and
this-
even though I'm a
It has dark vision.
No, I have
I
dark
believe-
vision as well.
two of
I'm
you
a
have
dwarf.
dark vision.
Of course.
so
Dwarves are born in the mountain.
60% of us don't. Though. So
Yeah.
Frank does. He's half elf.
So 50% of the party does, 50% doesn't.
Correct.
But the good news about this, though,
wait, are
is
you both half elves or what?
We don't know what she is.
And then
She hasn't mentioned.
we don't know what they are yet. No one's mentioned
Well,
it.
you
No.
can tell I'm mute.
Yeah, she's an Asimir. We all know this.
But yeah, I am now down to my last. So, folks, I am now a poor individual.
You don't say.
would-
I am now down to the same level of
That's
poverty
cool.
as most of the party who
No.
has bad
What?
luck.
He's now back down to the peasantry.
I still
Bro.
have I have 74 gold and 7 silver. I don't know.
I have 125 gold. What are you talking about?
I have
Some
17.
Yeah. Hey.
I didn't have to spend much on equipment.
Hey. I have now. I have Hey, Harrison, don't worry. You've got more money than me. I'm down to 14 gold.
Hey, I'm not the poorest one.
I already paid for my room in the city. We're good.
Alright. And, to answer your... So, heading back into the scene, you see the shopkeep. He kind of he's like, you see him kind of like furrow his brow a bit, thinking. You also see the shield kind of do the same thing. It's like, well, just to be honest with you, ma'am, I don't remember people's faces. I remember the money they're carrying.
Understandable. He's been around. I thought he might have shown up here at least to peruse the shop.
But the name Tarkus does sound familiar.
Yeah, he used to be a well-known knight. He's a little bit past his age now, but...
I remember someone mentioning, especially someone with your description, maybe mentioning his name a bit, somewhere at the Golden Flame, I think?
I start thinking, and I go, Flame, and then it occurs to me, wait, I went to the wrong inn. I went to the other inn that we've stayed at in this city before. Which, luckily enough for me, was the cheaper inn, I guess. And I go, oh, alright, I guess I'll narrow my search and get there. Thank you for the help.
Alright, and Tim, very quick, Rory, can you make me a perception check, please?
Sure, let's see a perception check. Am I getting mugged? 14. What does that give me?
That sadly does not give you anything, but as you're
Dang.
walking away from the shopkeep, you do feel some rumbling. But before
nice.
we explore that, let's go to the other group.
Yeah.
Alright. So,
Which other group do you want to start with? Because we've now splintered into 3 parties at the moment.
well, you all would kind of like catch up with them at one, I would feel like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I assume we went straight to the inn and got
Yeah.
all their stuff.
Well, we're not going to that inn, though.
No, you all
No, it's the
didn't
same
mention
inn.
the Golden Flame.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yes, it's the same. And
Yeah, except our like chauffeur guy or guide or whatever told us about it, and then they came to you.
Yep. Alright. So, I'm saying this to everyone here, though you're seeing it at different times. So, as you walk up to this building, a 2-story building mostly composed of dark umber wood with golden accents is in front of you. There are gold and black urns lined up on the pathway. The urns burning with flames, having a deep red color to it. The door is made of this similar dark wood, but is seemingly held together by 2 iron bands. In the middle of the door, there is a golden dragon with smoke spiraling out of its nostrils and glowing red eyes that are pulsating.
Sick.
You all head in?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, so as you head in, the interior is sticking to the dark wood and gold themes. It's covered, but this time it is covered in a warm, welcoming glow from the horn torches that cover the walls. The tables are composed of dark, smooth wood with a glass top and gold plates. The legs are covered in decorated gold plates depicting many scenes of good drunken times. On your left, you do see a bar with a short but bulky man standing behind it. He's wearing a white shirt covered by a black apron. He has short black hair with a clean chin with a bushy mustache covering his lips. Quiet music can be heard going hand in hand with the soft crackling pops of the fire. He kind of looks at you all. He's cleaning a glass cup. Ah, I see. I assume you're the guest that I'm letting you stay in my room for free. Kind of says perturbed.
Lucy looks up at him because she's tiny, and goes, "I assume so. The King Artman set rooms for us, apparently, allegedly."
Yes, he did. Your room keys are right in front of me here on the table. You can grab whichever one you want.
How many room keys are there?
There's like 10 of them. He was told there'd probably be more people, so you kind of just...
Cool. Yeah, I pick up like. Let me roll a d10 real quick.
pick up all the keys.
No. I pick up the 9th key.
Alright.
I pick up room number 9. Just with my like claw hand, just like by the nails up.
So you got the good rooms. Kind of looking at you, and the pale woman, he kind of like looks up and down. You feeling alright?
You were quiet.
Oh, Rachel, we can't hear you.
I'm just fine.
Alright then, whatever you say. Alright. The rest of you get it now. Kind of motioning to the rest of the party.
Yeah, I'm just picking it up, and not really any, just whichever one's closest.
I'll take this.
Alright, I see, alright.
So far, everybody has different numbers. 6.
Oliver will pick up the third key and then motion to the... this guy was standing at the bar, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to motion to the bottles behind. And I take it you're also the bartender for this fine establishment. Would you care to fix me something? My friend here is better at making disinfectant.
I take offense to that. You have to give the strong stuff to the gods, after all.
I hear to that. And sure, what type of drink are you looking for? The balls behind them are in very elaborate glass bottles. Some of them are actually kind of glowing in like a fluorescent greens and yellows.
Oh, I don't suppose you have anything from the forests, do you?
The forest? Yeah. I think I have something, yes.
Oh, I'll have one glass of that, please. Well, what exactly is it, though?
Mostly fermented fruits, mixed with something a little bit stronger. Something from the dwarven people I like to add in.
Very well. A bit of a house specialty, then, I take it. Very well. I'll try a glass.
All right. Kind of looks. How tall is Oliver again?
5 even.
All right. Kind of looks you up and down. All right. Make sure it doesn't knock you on your ass. I don't want to have to carry you to your room.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
All right. He pulls out a glass from under the table. It's kind of dusty. As he pops open the cork and pours this, like, it's like a weirdly like red orangish liquid into a small glass. As he hands it to you. Armin told me drinks are on the house for tonight.
You're a good man indeed. That's what I was hoping to hear. And Oliver will pick it up, kind of swirl it around, have a look at the texture of it, and then have a small sip just to see how it is.
It's actually extremely fruity. You don't taste any of the alcohol, which is kind of surprising because you from Formic, you do know that dwarven alcohol can be quite strong. The alcoholic taste being quite present, but it's almost like there's nothing in there.
And that's the danger.
This form makes sense.
There are two, but there.
I'll ask. So, how does it taste?
Oh, it's far smoother than what we were having on the boat. It's if I didn't know any better,
you to pass out.
if I didn't know any better, I'd say there's hardly anything here.
And you don't know any better.
You know,
see,
you're not very
it's
wrong
a
at all.
hide alcohol.
Yeah, he's gonna take another larger drink and just kind of, you're not wrong.
Can you give me a con save, please?
Ooh. That is a 20, not artificial.
So, you do take it, like, you start to notice as, like, huh, yeah, this is a lot stronger than I expected. Though it doesn't knock you on your ass, it doesn't, like, even get you drunk, but it gives you, like, a tiny buzz. You start to kind of feel good, a little bit more sociable, a little bit more daring.
More sociable, you say?
Looks at charisma 18.
But yeah, he'll kind of he'll offer the glass to the dwarf in case he would like to try a sip and say, I think you might be able to learn a thing or two from him.
Oh my god.
He gives you a long, hard stare. Boy, I've been doing this for 50 years, and I've been offering for 50 more. Just drink.
Very well then. If you truly do not want to try this rather exquisite liquor, then I suppose I'll just have to keep it all for myself. And
Yeah.
with that, are there like bar stools or anything?
There are bar stools, and
He's gonna pull one of them up and just continue to drink for a while.
alright. The bartender does say, I've been told many times there's two things you shouldn't insult the dwarf in. Their blacksmith and their drinks. Both are considered a death sentence.
Well, I'm not too overly concerned. If he wanted me dead, he would have thrown me in the sea.
If only it wasn't part of a deal, I might have.
He's had plenty of an opportunity.
Alright, he kind of just nods and, if there's any more drinks you're going to be bought, do you drink the one drink or do you get others as well?
He's gonna get more. After he finishes the one, he's gonna ask for another.
Alright, I need you to make me another con save. This time it would be at disadvantage.
Okay. Let me turn on
That cat in the background was fucking cute. Oh my god.
the advantage.
I'm sorry, she needed attention apparently.
Can that be our podcast mascot?
All right. With disadvantage, I have rolled 2 more artificial 20s.
What am I looking at?
You're looking at D&D.
1 in 400.
Oh my god.
Six. Well,
It's like the exact
1600
same
if you
roll.
count the third one.
God damn.
Well, yeah, but to roll the same number twice on a d20 is a 1 in 400.
He's like kind of looking at you with like his eyebrow kind of raised, like, god damn.
We do a lot of drinking on our ship.
If you don't mind me asking, what crew are you part of?
And
I think it'd be better for the dwarf to answer this one. You see, I've not been on the boat very long.
I see.
actually, I didn't write down what it was. I have the members, but not the ship.
The ship and the crew is named Scylla.
S-C-Y-L.
Lucilla?
Like Scylla from the Greek.
Like the monster.
Yep.
Yep. The Scylla, the crew with ball tough blood. Yep. Found in the notes.
The group known as Scylla.
No wonder, no wonder. Okay, I can see.
Yes.
That explains
although
it.
he only joined us for our most recent venture of a few months.
Well, a few months can add a few years to your drinking.
It can.
Alright, I see. I like you two. If you wish to stay here longer, consider it on the house.
Truly a man after my own heart.
Give me a recommendation.
Recommendation? Well, I do have this special drink. It was kind of hard to get. It's actually from the Dwarven Kingdom, from their capital, actually. It's from the Cask Arm, and if you've heard of it.
Of course I'm familiar. That's my family.
No shit.
Former Cascar.
Kind of puts his arm out to shake it. You do notice his forearms are fucking massive. This is a big dude.
I greet it with pride.
Can't believe I'm meeting a Cascom in person.
I know. To think, I left because of the sea.
Well, if you want some nostalgia, then this one, though, it's kind of hard, but considering Cascom is here, this one will be on the house. Kind of pours a couple cups.
I can't deprive you of your wealth if it was hard to get. I still should give you something for it.
How about just a recommendation? As long as if you spread my name, that would be fine. Just as fine.
A fair trade. Let's shake on it.
Gives like a hearty shake.
The rabbit is going to peek out from over his beverage. I still say you could teach him a thing or two.
Nah. Considering who I'm talking with here, I should be the one asking for some pointers.
They never understand what it means to be a dwarven brewer.
And with that, we'll head to the festival. Unless you all want a description of your thing.
I actually want to do something while we're at the Golden Flame, or Golden Flame.
Yep, Golden Flame.
I wrote down Golden Claw.
So what was the name of the bartender?
Nobody asked. hey, my turn.
Well, he's that's all.
I'll play
I have to talk.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I think Lucilla gets like a small glass of like white wine. And is like sitting in the back corner, and like not trying to like necessarily be super stealthy about it, but like is constantly like taking note of like Formac, of Amara, of Oliver, of Sarah, but like off on her own. She's like taking notes and writing details and behavior, like that entire conversation between Oliver and Formic was like detailed in her diary, and she's just sitting there sipping, like just taking in the entire. My cat's looking at me like I'm an idiot, like taking in the entire like conversation, what everybody's doing, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. And in the background, as you're writing notes, as you kind of hear the loud slap of two party men giving a hearty handshake, you hear him say, "Marcus Armstrong at your service. Be glad to get some pointers from you."
Okay. But yeah, that's what she's doing, and she seems fixated more on like Seer, and it's Seer, right? Or
Sarai.
Sarai. like Sarai and Amara, like those two have peeked her.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say before like this whole conversation started, Amara would have just tried to sneak off to her room.
Oh, I totally follow you, like 100%. Like with notebook out and everything, like detailing clothing, like length and color of hair, like just getting a bio.
Being the stalker that she is.
I was about
No,
to say.
she's not being a stalker. She's just like learning.
Sure, that's what they say.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
When I noticed this,
I have to roll a perception.
I'm not being stealthy about it. I'm like 5 feet away.
so do I still need to make a perception?
Like, are you trying to like be wary of your environment, or are you kind of just like one, like, are you just determined to get to your room?
So
Amara always has her guard up.
I mean, I would consider she doesn't have to make a check, considering I'm not trying to hide.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I don't think you would have to make a check.
Like passively, she would hear me walking behind her and like scribbling on my notebook.
Yeah. So,
I guess I'd turn around and be like, what do you want?
So Lucy like looks at her notebook, like looks up at you, finishes writing like a sentence or two, and like puts her quill and like caps her like little inkwell back and like put like locks her like journal back up, slings it on her side, and she goes, well, I am from such a small town and from such a dystopian idea of thinking. I'm just gathering information on anybody, anything, or anywhere I go. And you've piqued my interest. Can I tell arcanically that you like? Do you have like an obvious focus on you, or are you like hiding the fact that you are arcanically inclined?
I don't think her focus is very sensitive.
It's not obvious.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's obvious.
Okay, because like I wear bright blue and like bluish whites and have like an orb that like hangs by my side constantly. So
Yeah, that's pretty obvious.
yeah, like I'm super obvious, but like she's just like, I'm just gathering details of the ones I've traveled with, and like she's like, I wasn't going to try and intrude into your room that is arcanically is a real word.
Arcanely is the word.
Okay, shut up.
let me search her right quick.
All right.
Y'all
Anyway,
continue.
but she's like, I don't want to intrude into your privacy. I just want detail. So following you to your door, I find nothing wrong with, but going into the room is where an invitation would be.
So you're trying to invite yourself into my room?
Oh my.
No. See, that's where me and you differ. You always assume the worst out of people. I just want to know how you walk, what you're doing, how you act with others. Obviously, you're quite standoffish and don't want to communicate with me. So I have to take notes on a different angle. May it be following you.
If you can tell that I don't want to deal with you, then why don't you piss off maybe?
Oh my god.
I feel like you're being overly aggressive towards the idea of having your like immortalized into a book. Albeit that this book is only for my eyes only, I still feel like you should be appreciative of those who take note of one such personality and turn around and walk away.
Why should I be appreciative of being treated like an experiment or like some oddity to observe?
So you say that, I stop, I turn around, and in your voice, I say, why should I be treated like an experiment if I can do this? And I walk off. You just heard your voice come from my mouth.
Amara would just be so confused and kind of freaked out.
Yeah.
Definitely something to think on.
So,
What the fuck was that?
mechanically, I have the actor feat, so I can replicate voices as long as I've heard them for a minute. And because we've been traveling for days, I know your voice.
That's creepy. I think Amara would be freaked out and just like go
Yeah,
in
that
the
did,
room.
that this weird dragon girl just like said what you said, and then walked off.
Like perfectly mimicking your voice. Like that's pretty.
I'd probably say, what a freak. Like, under my breath and just open my door.
Yeah.
Kind of shut myself in there for a bit.
Okay. Yeah. I go back down and like start transcribing like what's happening in the rooms. Like if like a musician's playing, I note that. I note like what kind of songs they're playing. Everything along those lines.
Alright.
Are Tweedledee and Tweedledum still drinking over by the bar?
Oh, you betcha.
Having a nice conversation with the bartender.
Alright.
I think Sarai will go towards the bartender as well, but instead of just looking for, like, he's just staring at this drink that, because he hears him talking about like, oh, you're the great blah 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 blah. He hears that, but I don't think he was necessarily paying attention. But he hears the great cast maker. He goes to
Askarn.
yeah, Cascarm. He goes to Form and goes, I didn't know you were an artisan. I mean, I saw you do your own work, but I didn't think you were up to this extreme. He goes, may I have a taste?
Sure. I suppose.
All right, describe to me
Anything
the
in return?
Wait. Oh, like
You see,
like
I
that-
prefer trades.
Sarai will actually goes, oh, I just want to sip, but if you want to make a bet on it, I'll pay you 5 gold if I can tell you how this is made. Or what's it called? I'll pay you 5 gold if I don't know how this is made. But if I'm wrong, I'll pay you like 10 gold or something like that. I don't know how to phrase it, sorry, but
Oh, you're good.
You wish to attempt to figure out the process. Is that
Yeah.
so?
Yeah.
Fine. I can
And-
agree on that.
just for a sip. Sarah's confident. What check would I need to make to figure this out?
Well, so as you take a taste, I'll
This
have,
is what I just pull out of the stash I usually keep for myself.
I'll have Former kind of describe like the taste his drink kind of usually have.
I'm just trying to figure out of skill how this is made, and then I'll probably whisper it to him. Just like, that was our bet.
How do I describe this? Oh, I didn't think of my signature drink.
Well, is it like a lager? Or is it like a heavy beer, light beer?
Is it like whiskey? Is it yeah?
I'm gonna say it's pretty close to fire ale
Hmm.
for
that makes-
D&D purposes. So it's a strong drink because I designed it to be for the gods. It's my offering.
Okay. Also, just a quick question, just so like if we can like describe it, kind of compare it to something,
Yes.
Like- compare it to something. Would it be like a Fireball whiskey type thing?
I'm gonna say the strength will be like vodka as the
Vodka?
strength, but not it's a brand of vodka tequila.
You're like, yeah.
So it's gonna have that alcohol content.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the flavoring, it's probably going to be closer to a whiskey.
So like woody
Yeah, a wooden taste because it's going to have been
in barrel.
put
Yeah.
in barrels.
Okay. All right, and
Also, we can I just point that out? The one that doesn't drink
I know.
is a
the
brewer.
Hey,
hey, but,
I'm a dwarf. I thought it would fit.
But Frank, with that in mind, I need you to make a I would say with intelligence check. I think an intelligence check would be fine with that.
Yeah. I would say like if he also had like the brewer artisan skills / tools.
I do.
Make that no, like Frank, make that check, but I think intelligence fine.
Does the nat 20
Oh my god!
figure out what this drink is?
Like, you know that video of like the ice cream guy who's like kind of like trying to air the flavor to like to tell like all the ingredients. Like he kind of does that. You kind of like smack your tongue back on top of your mouth, kind of getting the air through your mouth, kind of tasting all the different flavors. You can even taste a little bit of the sea salt from being out in the sea. You can taste the wood in the barrels. You can taste the vodka and tequila to kind of taste as well. And you're able to like almost perfectly repeat back to Formic the ingredients and the process of it.
Well done. Well done.
Sarah will sit for me. Don't worry, you can trust me. I won't do anything with this. I just did this purely out of my own curiosity. But
No. Now you see, you may know how it is done, but that does not mean you can replicate it.
Sarah kind of nods. He's looking at this thing. This is a fine work you have here. And
Thank
he's
you.
Like, he's like, look at this thing. He's like,
It's what I
President.
offer to Umberly, after all.
would I know who Umberly is?
You make a religion check if you want.
Alright. 6. 6 got anything?
This is a very foreign name to you. You've never heard this.
He's not impressed further than that. He gives Formic back the drink. Sarah goes, well, thank you for the drink. And he'll just sit by the bar because he has nothing really left to do until what's the word? The festival starts, I guess.
Marcus is kind of sitting there surprised, like, God damn, you got quite a tongue on you there.
Oh, yes, let me give you some of it as well.
Kind of takes a sip, like, now this is a drink. Very fine, especially for our cask arm.
Yes. If it weren't for this drink, I wouldn't be at sea.
I can see why Umberly takes privy to you.
Yes, a lot has to be prepared, though.
Alright, and with that, time kind of passes by, and eventually you do hear like you hear the murmurs turn into music, turn into yells, turn to laughter as the festival is now coming in full swing. Marcus does kind of look to you all and say, now, this festival brings me a lot of business, but it's also quite enjoyable as background music. I do honor it really well. I do ask you all, and I'm going to put emphasis on this. Can you please leave your weapons here? I don't want any problems. As he kind of like, he's not saying it to anyone specifically, but just to the entire group. And he kind of does like a backwards nod towards this warhammer behind them. I really don't want to have to ruin my enjoyment as well.
Don't worry. The only thing I'll keep on me is my shield.
And you, furry one, looking at you, Oliver.
I suppose I'll leave the weapons here.
Mhm.
As far as trouble's concerned, you should know that as a rule, I try not to make that promise.
As long as I don't have any guards knocking on my door, it should be fine.
Oh, if that happens, you won't need to worry about me. I won't be a problem at that point.
And to the rest of you, pointing at you, Seer, and Amara, do you come down to enjoy the festival?
Yeah, I'd probably wait until like hear everybody kind of relocate, I guess.
You mean leave the area?
Yeah.
Then he kind of yells out like, "That includes you, Dark and Gloomy. I expect you to follow the rules as well."
Yeah. I hear you.
All right. Well, with that, enjoy the festival. It's quite a event, quite a party, I will say. I'll definitely check out.
I would spend it fully.
I would definitely check out the markets if you all get the chance.
Any places you recommend?
Yeah. There's a new shop I've been hearing about, and for this year they're actually having a play. They say the king is actually going to be viewing it with the public. But for the market, there's this apparently there's a booth with various books and history of Vulpus. Some that we don't even know here. If y'all want to check that out.
I bet Miss Bookworm would enjoy that. Silent?
Well, I guess her face is in her journal. I see. She's been writing the whole night, or the whole
Yes.
time. Barely touched her wine. Little disrespectful there, I will say.
Can't bring a horse to water after all.
I see. Yes, I see. Alright, but other than that, you'll enjoy yourselves.
Thank you. I'll be back to party with you later.
I hope so. Alright. Oh, Michael, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to be pulled somewhere.
Alright. Well, we, Marcus did mention there was a, booth selling books about Vulpus.
Oh. And I clearly heard
called
this.
out to you.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I said,
Sorry,
Miss
I was reading.
Bookworm.
That's funny. Yeah. So she like looks up from scribing away. And she goes, "Where would this be?"
It shouldn't be too hard to see. From what I heard, because these merchants kind of came in a bit early in a couple days ago. It's said to be there's two old women kind of setting it up. It's looks a bit run down, but I don't know. A couple people went in there and said it was exquisite. The collection they have.
Okay. Yeah. So I think she like notes all this down, and then it goes, "Well, I know where I'm going." And she like claps her book together, throws the leather strap and the lock over it, slings it around her waist, and heads off looking for this innocuous or whatever bookstore. This like super weird bookstore he was talking about.
All right, and to you, Amara, specifically, you gotta wait till you hear the conversation kind of die down. You hear the door open, the footsteps start to quiet, and you think there's you think it's all clear as you open the door, but right across your room, you do see someone else kind of coming out at the same time. Is a woman who is quite tall and muscular. On her back seems to be maybe an instrument, maybe a weapon. It's a kind of terrifying visual. It's like a completely black axe guitar, maybe, has like this skull design on it. There's a human skull in the middle of it with two big blades coming from the side. You see white strings going up the neck of the instrument. You also see red runic sigils kind of glow all around it. She kind of turns around and kind of bumps into you a bit. Oh my! Oh, sorry. Oh my! Didn't think there's gonna be many people here, especially someone so fine.
Where are you going?
Well, I'm definitely watching where I'm going now.
It's a barbarian, and she's horny.
Are you you seem to be by yourself. I heard a couple people down there. Are you with them? Or are you by yourself?
Let's say yes, I am with them, unfortunately. So I better go catch up with them.
Well, if you don't mind, you think I can join you for a bit? I'm quite familiar with the area and the wares that are going around here.
Why do you want to join us?
Well, I have some time to kill before my performance in the in this festival, and I thought it would be boring to kind of explore it alone. It's always good to have a very interesting compatriot to join.
Fine. You can come along. If only to get that weird chick off my back. Maybe she'll be more interested in you.
I don't know who you may be talking about, but sure. And as you're kind of looking at her appearance more, she has kind of like this platinum white hair to kind of like match her albino skin. Her arms are kind of filled with tattoos of various symbols and imagery depicting what you can see grotesque bloodshed. Her hair kind of like is platinum till the tips where it goes into a deep red. Her eyes are a bright red, and some of her teeth seem to be a little bit sharper than you think would be.
Kind
Kind
of
of
start
start to
to
wonder if she's the same race as me, maybe?
You can make a
Trying to do something is tough.
like, are you like trying to think about it, or is this kind of like a fleeting thought?
It's more of a
Definitely. If you want to make a check, you definitely can. I'd say it'd be intelligence and. Would you say it would be intelligence, or? I think so.
To figure things out, usually it's
The
intelligence.
intelligence, and
Unless
it's not
you're
like
basing it off experience, in which case
Yeah.
you want to do wisdom.
no, even then it's
But that's for
intelligence.
but that's for like checking out people.
That's for like reading people. Yeah. Intelligence, and I don't think it has like it's not history. Like you're not trying to figure out the history of said person.
Right. I was trying to decide that, or maybe like nature, to see if like because like
Nature
Nature's
is
usually for literally nature.
like the knowledge of nature. Like,
okay, like
You don't consider the races of D&D to be a part of nature checks because they are unique, intelligent beings.
yeah.
okay, so yeah, I'll just stick with intelligence then. From what you're
I got a 17.
nice. From what you can kind of tell, like she's definitely kind of gives off the presence, but her skin isn't necessarily like pale like a corpse, but more paler than like maybe the average person. So yeah, you're kind of looking at her up and down, and things are. She's definitely not the same. I'll say that.
Good to know.
All right, and with this section, I will actually name off the various events. Okay, so in this festival, with things starting to ramp up, the music is loud and energetic. The air is filled with laughter of various people. You can see people kind of dancing around the bards themselves. Sometimes singular, sometimes there's a group of them kind of in sync. In the middle area where we all came in, there is a market selling various wares. To the left, you can hear the gunshots sound out in the distance as you see there's a shooting gallery and someone demonstrating how to use them. To the right, you see people starting to gather for what seems like they're fighting. You see people throwing bets, you see them throwing gold coins in the middle of this table. You see people kind of hitting each other with sticks as they fall into a tank of water. Then, like Marcus said, there's a play happening outside the King's Palace. If y'all like to join that as well. So,
I see the shooting gallery, and I'm drawn to loud sound. I'm gonna go over there.
As I say, I'm looking for this bookstore stand thing.
Yeah.
alright. And while y'all decide, I'll be right back.
Can't wait to shoot stuff.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of that paladin trait, by the way.
Yeah, it's paladin trait. Even they have the active